We are forever grateful. Thank you for your vulnerability and for your trust in us. Without you, we couldn't do this work, and we are humbled and deeply honored by the support we have received over the years. To Michael Lang for taking our pictures and for being so incredibly patient with us. We couldn't imagine working with anyone besides you. You make the hardest part easy. To our amazing editor, Eileen Rothschild, and the entire kick-ass team at St. Martin's Press, we could tell from that very first phone call that you simply got us. Thank you for turning this book into reality and for your excitement, guidance, and attention. To our agents, Celeste Fine, Sarah Pasick, and the rest of the team, you made Hangry come to life. We are eternally grateful for your direction, inspiration, and belief in us. Introduction. We know what it's like to be a hangry bitch. Hangry bitch, a woman who feels hormonally harried and who is frustrated, unfulfilled, tired, and troubled. In other words, overwhelmed and over it. Happy babe, a woman whose hormones are in harmony, who feels nourished and nurtured and is present and joyful. In other words, finally freaking fulfilled and healthy. If you are reading this, you know what it's like to feel like a hangry bitch. Ladies, you're tired, you're stressed, you're unhappy. We know this because every other woman feels the same way. Take a look at other women in line at the grocery store, at preschool drop-off, and around your office. Like other women, you've probably spoken with your doctor about how terrible you feel, only to be told, perhaps based on a skimpy panel of tests, that nothing's wrong, or it's all in your head, or you're just getting older, or perhaps the worst, every woman I talk to feels this way. It's normal. It is not normal. We're all worn out and frazzled and wish we felt different. We commiserate about pesky symptoms like our erratic menstrual cycles or lack thereof, our breakouts and bloating, our inability to get any restful sleep, and our expanding waistlines. And we frequently answer the daily question, how are you doing with, I'm stressed out of my freaking mind. We've mistaken common as normal because we're all in the same boat. But just because something is common does not mean that it should be classified as normal. Simply put, we all deserve better. We wrote this book after years of successfully working with and helping women just like you, but that's not all that makes us experts. We have also been exactly where you are right now, or at least in places that will probably look very similar. We are your anti-gurus, real women working under real demands, with real lives who are in the arena with you. We have both suffered enough to understand what it takes to come back and really live, and after years of work, research, and dedication to women everywhere, together we have developed the Hangry Bitch Reset, a 4-week program that takes you from hangry bitch to happy babe. Before we introduce you to the Hangry Bitch Reset, we think it's important for you to get to know us a bit better, to give you a glimpse of where we came from and what led us to do the work we do today. I am Sarah Fragoso, and this is my story. I grew up watching my mother constantly struggle with her health. When my mom wasn't battling migraines, she alternated between bouts of depression, bloating, and fatigue. Despite what she was up against on a daily basis, my mother was driven. She was always on her game on the home front and in her career as a licensed clinical social worker. My mom did it all, powered through, and like so many of us, sacrificed her health in the process. As her symptoms got more significant, she tried everything to be well. She read book after book on natural remedies for her symptoms, juiced her veggies, sprouted her beans and grains, and took mountains of vitamins. Sometimes she felt better, but often she felt worse. She carried the heavy burden of her family's needs, as well as each day carrying home with her the stress of her demanding career. In 1999, my mom's health took a severe turn for the worse when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and in 2004, it metastasized and spread to her brain, bones, and lungs. On May 14, 2005, I lost the most influential, powerful, and loving woman in my life. After losing my mom, I tried desperately to ignore the panic and fear that comes with suffering such a great loss. Instead of confronting my pain, I buried myself in mothering, wifing, obtaining my psychology degree, and working without taking 2 seconds to breathe or grieve. 2 years later, and 3 months after the birth of my third son, I was a total disaster, battling headaches, candida issues, weight gain, edema, cravings, and constant fatigue, not dissimilar to my mother's story.